is the director of publisher for Dennis Wood. Please help me welcome Dennis Wood.
Thank you for this privilege to be with you today. It is such an honor to stand with so many distinguished men and women for such a great cause and tribute. Today marks 44 years of liberation and freedoms for our brothers and their families, but their fight and journey were far longer than we could imagine here, and their struggles continue as well. For our American soldiers, it was 1 year, maybe 3 years for some, in a land we could not understand. Most of us survived to come home to the peace we grew up in. We carried scars that linger with us yet today of the horrific events we endured while serving there, fighting a war we did not understand, but our efforts were to help secure the freedoms we so often take for granted. For our brothers and sisters with us today, it was much different. It was hard to understand, and many of us had no idea what was going on in the secret wars with the CIA. I guess that's why they called it a secret war. I was one who, until just a few years ago, did not even know of our brother Vietnam veterans from Laos and how they helped us and helped to save many American lives as well. These families and communities were fighting for their lives from the day they were born. They had seldom time to enjoy the growing up as we did, playing in the streets freely and having the safety of our government and communities protecting us. They didn't have all the sophisticated school systems we enjoyed. They had to learn from their elders and the communities when they were allowed. There was so much diversity between their communities that the differences sometimes created conflicts amongst themselves as well. All these things they had to endure and work out amongst themselves while living a vigilant watch for the enemies to appear at any time. Our understandings of these sacrifices go beyond the comprehension of most, yet they live the battles of PTSD as much or even more than many of us. It is hard for us to imagine our parents or older siblings being drug out of our homes and tortured and slaughtered or inducted into death squads by the enemy's ruthless tactics. It is hard for us to understand our brothers and their families losing everything they had, their history, their family trinkets, and the land that they were born on, and their inheritances, because they wanted freedoms they deserved and refused to give in and give up to the communism and socialism. They chose to help us in the fight with struggles and sided with us through the CIA for promises that many never received. I'm not wanting to open up old wounds or remind them of their losses, but I want us and our country to understand them better and to help them find peace of mind for those who survived and for the children and their children who now live with us too. I am reading a book given to me a month ago by my friend Neil Shujong and his committee during the Vietnam Veterans Day event. This book about one of their great leaders in the battle, General Vang Pao, who led their brave and courageous soldiers to many victories and conquests of their time, fighting for liberation and freedom they deserved. I wish he were here today so I could meet such a hero. General Vang Pao asked of then our President, John F. Kennedy, to provide covert military assistance to the irregular forces in the Royal Laotian government, which was the beginning of the secret war, and JFK, being much the same spirits for freedom, granted this request in the early 1960s. General Vang Pao had great visions and aspirations for his people. He led from his heart. He loved his Hmong people and wanted only the best for them. Some of his famous words were, "If I die, don't die with me. Always keep your heads high. Always follow your dreams. Keep loving the Hmong people. If you keep my dream for the Hmong alive, I will always be with you." I enjoy the recognition from my community and government, for the VA, for the services I have, a DD-214. It opens many doors that are closed to others, and for this I am grateful. Our Hmong Vietnam veterans don't have that privilege because their homeland was lost and destroyed. I believe and I believe and will join in the fight to get our Vietnam veterans from there a DD-214 or the equivalent so that they can be eligible for benefits they deserve as Americans here now. I am so proud to see our brothers recognized and honored here at the High Grounds as they should rightfully be. I am proud to see our brothers stand side by side as they honor us as we need to honor them. We are family and need to stand together. Thank you again for this privilege to speak and to share my thoughts and feelings on this respectful 44th anniversary. Enjoy this day and be sure to shake the hands of everyone you can. Welcome home and thank you.
Well, thank you, Dennis.